Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be going through all of the books that I have read from July up until September, and that is because in July I didn't read a lot of books at all, so I didn't see the point in doing a wrap up. And then in August I don't know what happened in August, but I'm going to try and keep it short and concise, and I'll go through each month for the books I read. So in July I managed to read a total of 3 books. So the first book that I finished was Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I rated this one 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it so much. I had so much fun, and it was just like a really cute fun romance, and I really want to get my hands on all of the other Brown sister books as well and read those ones. This is about Chloe Brown, who is chronically ill, black, and a big computer geek as well. She's a website designer, and one day she has a near-death experience and decides to write herself a list of things that she wants to do to get her life together and get a life. And when she moves out, she ends up meeting her superintendent, and I guess it's kind of like enemies to lovers. It's not really, but they kind of go from like not really liking each other to falling in love, and it's just, I love it so much. I love the love interest, I love the main character, I loved the story. It was just really cute and fun. Next up, I read One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I think I remember liking Red, White, and Royal Blue a little bit more. This one is set on a New York subway train between August and Jane, who is kind of stuck on the subway. They end up meeting, and August wants to try and help Jane and figure out why she's stuck on this train line, and it develops from there. There's a bit of like a sci-fi sort of twist going on. Then the last thing that I read in July was The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. I really like this one. I gave this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. The artwork is just so beautiful. Like, where's a non-spoilery page? Like, it's just absolutely stunning, like this entire book. And this is basically about obviously a dressmaker who ends up making clothes for the prince, who likes to wear dresses in secret. And it's not confirmed whether the prince is, you know, trans or non-binary or anything. As far as I could tell, he just likes to wear dresses and dress up. I honestly really loved it. I thought it was so well done, so cute. There was a little bit in here that I didn't enjoy. Like, I feel like the main character, like the dressmaker, she was a little bit selfish and like not understanding at times when I think she probably should have been, which is why it wasn't like a full 5 stars. But honestly, I still loved it so much. Really good. Also, trigger warning for being outed in here as well, which is another reason why it was kind of like a half-star drop. But overall, it was still really good, really cute and fun, and it was just a beautiful book. So yeah. So in the month of August, I read a total of 4 books. And so the first one that I read was Gyo by Junji Ito, which was my first ever Junji Ito book, and I am so happy I read this. I think I vlogged my experience reading this as well. I vlogged my experience reading a lot of these books, I'm not gonna lie, which is another reason why I guess I didn't do the wrap up for so long. I absolutely loved reading this. It was super creepy. I really like horror movies, and so I wasn't like too scared or anything like this. It was definitely super creepy, and I had no idea what to expect or what was going on. But honestly, like, even if it was like really weird and like maybe one of the strangest stories I've ever read, I had a blast. Like, it was so good. And so I definitely want to read more of his work. Some of the drawings in here are really creepy and quite gory. I didn't mind it, but I can see how some people wouldn't be a fan of that. So just a heads up for that. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. This one is basically about like strange fish and the smell of death. And yeah, really good, loved it. Next up in August, I ended up reading Cries by Nina Varela. Again, I love this one. I also gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. And this is a sapphic romance between a automaton and a human who are enemies in this kingdom and in this world. At first, Ayla, who is the human, really wants to kill Crier to get revenge for her family dying when she was younger. And this is a really slow burn, enemies to lovers, angsty romance, and I loved every second. It was so good. It was beautifully written as well. The characters are incredible. The world building I absolutely loved. And I'm so glad that I finally decided to pick this one up because it is very much worth it. I just realized all of my reads for August are 5 out of 5 stars. So the next one is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kara Maniscalco. I went into this one not expecting to love it as much as I did because I read Stalking Jack the Ripper years ago and I DNF'd it and I didn't end up finishing it and did not enjoy it. But I had so much fun with this. This is about a witch named Amelia, and one night Amelia discovers her twin's dead body and she basically wants to get vengeance and find out what happened to her twin sister. And along the way, she ends up meeting a prince of hell named Wrath. And again, it's another enemies to lovers romance. And it feels very like, I don't know, like it's very like typical fantasy YA. But honestly, I had so much fun reading it. I don't even care. It was just so good. I really love this. I did give it, you know what? I don't think this is a 5-star read. I feel like this is maybe a 4-star read because I loved it, but it could have been better. I still loved it though, but I think I'm going to change my rating for this on reflection. But anyway, I'm really excited for the next book to come out. I'm pretty sure it comes out really soon as well, like this month. So fingers crossed, and I think I'm gonna love it. The last book that I read in the month of August was The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake, and I love this so much. I picked this up randomly, like it's a self-published book, but I found it in like an actual bookstore. And I'd seen hype all over like Twitter and BookTok and all over social media. And so I decided to pick it up and give it a chance. And it's a dark academia book. And it's basically about 6 students who go to the Library of Alexandria. They are told that by the end of the year 5 will be initiated, and I loved each of the characters in this book so much. There's also like really beautiful illustrations. Let me find one. So like there's that one there. Like the first 100 pages or so of this basically introduces all of the characters and like gets them to the school in the first place, and then everything kind of goes from there. But it is so compelling. I could not put this down. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And apparently we just got news actually like the other day that this is actually being officially published now by I think Pan Macmillan, or like a divisionary of Pan Macmillan. And so there's going to be like a proper hardcover and everything, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited because now I can have like the original and the new one, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's really good. If you haven't read it yet, it's worth the hype, I think. And then finally in the month of September, I was pretty happy with my reading month actually. The first book that I read was The Girl of Ink and Stars by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. I read this for a reading vlog where I randomly selected a book from my bookshelf and I just read it, and I did enjoy this one. It was fun. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, or maybe 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's definitely more of a middle grade novel, but it's very fun. It's really fast and easy to read. It's about a map maker's daughter who goes on this big adventure, and it's just really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's got like lots of beautiful like illustrations and like maps and everything as well. So this is an older book. I think it came out in like 2016, and I've had it that long on my bookshelves unread up until last month. Next up, I ended up reading Diary of Blood by S.T. Gibson, and I've been seeing a bit of hype around this on like BookTube and on Instagram and whatnot as well, and I really loved it. I gave this one, I think, 5 out of 5 stars as well, or maybe 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is told from the perspective of one of Dracula's brides and follows her journey throughout the years. It really delves into abusive relationships and learning to get out of them, and the writing is absolutely beautiful. I think the dedication of this book really sums it up nicely, and it's absolutely beautiful. It says, "To those who escaped a love like death, and to those still caught in its grasp, you are the heroes of this story." And if that doesn't sum it up, I don't know what does. Next up, I read volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Saga, and I have wanted to reread these volumes for a very long time, and I've only just gotten around to it. This is an adult graphic novel series. It is very crude humor, very crude artwork and everything as well, but it is so good. I'm having so much fun rereading them, and now I just gotta read 5 and 6, which I haven't read yet, so they're going to be new to me. If you haven't heard of the series, it basically follows Alana and Marco, who fall in love despite being from warring planets, and they have a baby together, and then they end up on the run. And so much happens, like so much happens, but they're so easy to read, and I highly recommend them if you are okay with kind of more crude humor or the trigger warnings. And the final book that I read for September is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I just uploaded my reading vlog for this. I rated this one honestly 5 out of 5 stars because I just loved it so much. I know this is really overhyped, and I know that I'm probably the last person on earth to read this, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I can't say anything else apart from that I fucking love this book. I love the characters. I love the main character, Jude. She's like so angry and violent, but I adore her. I don't know how I feel about Carden yet, but I think that's okay because like I was kind of expecting in this story for the main couple to like get together, but it's one of those series where obviously their relationship develops over time, which I really like, and I didn't expect that, and it kind of threw me, but like I'm not mad about it. So they are all of the books that I read from July through to September. I am really happy with what I've been reading in the past couple of months. I think I've been like slowly trying different things here and there, and I'm just having a really good time getting back into reading, and I'm absolutely loving it. I feel like I'm picking up so many more books now that I do really love, like so many 4 and 5 star reads, and it's just so good to be loving all of the books that I'm reading at the moment. So I will leave all of my socials down below in the description. I also stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/tkitty with 2 Ys. I hope you have a good day or night, and I'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye!